charities, the British Heart Foundation, and here to tell us a bit more about this story is scientific consultant Dr. Andre Menache. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi there. Well, tell us a little bit about why this finding is unusual, because obviously straight away people go, oh my God, dogs, but the whole situation is slightly unusual, isn't it?
Well, it is unusual in that a British charity using UK taxpayer money is funding some very, very cruel dog experiments in another country. So that is unusual. I think it speaks volumes. The British public are dog lovers. They do not want to see this sort of thing happening. The people in the Netherlands and Holland are also very much against dog experiments. So it's possible that these experiments will actually, if public pressure continues, these dog experiments won't take place. This is what we hope.
Would these kind of experiments be legal in the UK using dogs?
They would be legal. The question is, are they scientific? I mean, as a veterinary surgeon, the dog heart cannot predict what will happen in the human heart. The dog heart is designed for an animal walking on 4 legs. It has a far better blood supply than a human. People die of heart attacks. Dogs don't die of heart attacks. They'd rather die of heart failure. I can get different results if I use a Labrador and if I use a Greyhound. There are even differences in the way men's hearts and women's hearts function, and I'm not talking about falling in love. There are heart drugs out there that are 4 times more potent in women than in men, and some women have died because of these heart drugs. So if a man cannot predict what will happen in a woman in terms of heart function, how is a dog going to predict what's going to happen in a human?
Well, why are they being used then?
I would say these researchers are old school. This is the sort of research I've looked at. The research team, they've been doing this for about 15 years. They've used about 140 dogs, and obviously all the dogs have been killed at the end of the study. It's the sort of things they just repeat over and over, and they get research funding for this because they claim that it is for human benefit. The evidence out there says these experiments don't work. That's not just my opinion. I've interviewed senior heart specialists, heart transplant surgeon, and a senior clinical cardiologist. They agree that this sort of research is a waste of public money and, of course, a waste of animal lives.
The press release claims that the British Heart Foundation has been financing animal cruelty at British universities for decades, but isn't using animals in research an inevitable part of getting towards a cure?
Again, society will accept animal suffering if it leads to medical progress. Mm-hmm. The scientific evidence today is very much in our favor. We live in an era of evidence-based medicine, and saying things like, the dog heart is similar to people is not good enough. That doesn't hold water anymore. In fact, the British Medical Journal a couple of months ago came out with a very, very strong article, and the editorial, in fact, asking the question, is animal experimentation sufficiently evidence-based to continue to be used as a cornerstone of medical research? So if the scientific community are beginning to ask serious questions like that, then I think the public has a right to know what's happening, especially with their money, with their donations, with taxpayer money. And I think we need to have an open debate, scientist versus scientist, because there are scientists out there who are very much opposed to animal research, not on moral and ethical grounds, but on scientific grounds.
Do you think that British Heart Foundation were fully aware of the situation that they were going into, or is there just not enough research going into what they're funding, or how did this happen, do you know?
The British Heart Foundation fund a lot of research. A lot of this research is what is known as basic research, which is, in other words, curiosity-driven research, where researchers do not have to produce a result. Mm-hmm. It's good enough if they say, look, we're going to do this experiment, we need 39 dogs, and we hope we're going to find something. Today, that's not good enough. If you're going to kill animals, if you're going to use public money, you have to justify that. And again, I repeat, the scientific evidence is very much in our favor that animal research is not predictive for humans. There are so many better ways of doing research that is relevant to people, that is humane, it doesn't hurt anybody, it's not invasive, and it's relevant to people. So, let's leave dogs out of this.
Would you like to see tighter restrictions then on what charities can spend their money on?
I would like to see medical charities use money for prevention and also relevant to the species that they're studying. So if it's for human benefit, let's study human tissues, human cell culture, human stem cells, all that sort of thing. Non-invasive imaging. There is so much material out there. There's so many research possibilities that do not require the use of animals. That's 21st century science. Let's go down that route.
Dr. Andre Menache, thank you very much for joining us, giving us a bit of light on that.